The following video is for Chris. He has a YouTube channel called Abroad in Japan.
Welcome back everyone to the Abroad in Japan channel. Long time no see. My name's Chris. I make videos about Japan.
If any of you from the Jayoe Nation know him or know of him, would you please spam him for me? Because I'd like him to see this video and say, there's a guy out there that's cycling around and he would like your attention. And if Chris, this is you watching, I'm sorry for saying that you should be spammed my video. But I think I have some relevant information for you. Tip number one, keep your mouth closed on the road because bugs will fly in. Chris is about to do a tour in Japan, a 2,000 kilometer tour of some of the countryside that I'm pretty familiar with. Yeah. That guy's in the sewer. Hey Chris, my name's Matt. I'm cycling around the world from China all the way to the United States for like 10 years. I am a lifestyle vlogger. I produce almost every day topics from life on the road as well as life off the road. I'm a bit of a potpourri of different stuff, but I have put a lot of miles on this thing being a three-wheeled recumbent trike. And some of my experiences I think might be helpful to you because I recently finished Japan and I rode from Wakkanai all the way down to Okinawa. Let me tell you a couple of things that helped me and maybe they can help you. My tour is obviously going to be different from yours. First of all, I ride a three-wheeled recumbent trike. In essence, it's like the best way to be a traveling vlogger and cycle at the same time because I have my hands free, I can relax, I can talk to the camera and do that thing that you were just talking about not wanting to do, which is like talking to the camera while you're riding, but I kind of like it. So that might be a difference. I produce solo, so I actually edit and produce and record all by myself, and I know at least for this tour, I think that you said you're going to have a couple of guys with you, so I know that that will be different. But beyond that, I think there's a lot of similarities. If you're going to be riding, tip number one, you get yourself a Garmin, get yourself a Garmin and then run it during your entire day's ride. At the end of the day, you can use an app called Relive, R-E-L-I-V-E, and what it'll do is it will put together an entire video movie of you through the path that you went that day. It takes a lot of the load off you doing it yourself, and when you can integrate it into your video, it looks pretty professional. I'll leave a link for that app in the description. I know that you were talking about needing exercise and what you were going to do to prepare and get ready. I don't want to say don't, but a lot of the exercising that you're thinking that you need, you're going to get it as soon as you get on the road. Your first 100 kilometers or 100 miles or whatever, that's going to be your prep. That's going to be your learning experience. Some things that seem to help me would be like maybe go to a spin class and do some spin. That seems to work pretty well. But I wouldn't do too much. I went 4,000 kilometers, got off my trike, and then I decided to do a run. And a 5-kilometer run tired me out. I thought I was in great health. It showed me that the muscles that we use for riding are a lot different than the muscles that we use for running and other things. So the best thing I can tell you, get on your bike, do a few rides, get comfortable on it, I guess. Your ass is gonna hurt either way when you get started because you're gonna be doing an actual tour. And there's nothing that you can replicate an actual tour from by doing it in exercise. The next tip is for you and I as vloggers. Now I do everything on the road by myself. I collect all my video, but I think you're gonna have some guys with you. You definitely need your own rig, nothing too heavy. I don't know if you necessarily need a DSLR on your own bike, but you definitely need something that's on you so that if you get separated from the car that's kind of assisting you and all those guys, you gotta have your own setup. I recommend mine, which is a Canon G7X Mark II pocket camera. I have a DJI extension pole and a DJI tripod. Drive past shots have a pretty good range of up and down and just versatile enough to where I can get the camera as far away as possible so I can get a really nice background shot of everything going on back there. And Canon's color profile is pretty good, so it wouldn't leave you much wanting. When you're taking shots on the road, I found, this is just a personal thing, is that if I don't get it the second time, I just keep going. Because a lot of times, if you're a perfectionist, you'll end up hanging out in an area for like a half hour trying to get one shot. You'll miss a lot. I found that it takes away, it ruins your momentum, it kind of frustrates you. And if you can kind of just say, I'm gonna give it 2 or 3 tries. If I don't get it, I'll get it down the road, and you just keep the train going. Object of this tour is to show, at least I'm thinking the object for you is to have fun, number 1, complete a life goal, number 2, and to share it with people as well. And if you're sharing something that starts to frustrate you, the people watching will see it. The next tip is something socially. I don't want to tell you too much about how to behave around Japanese people. You know way more than me. I've lived in China for 10 years, so I know Chinese people, and I've cycled through Korea, Japan, and now Taiwan, so I know the people here. But you know Japanese people, they're fantastic, but they all have a hard candy shell you got to break through. As a cycle tourer, you're going to be riding through, and I'll tell you what, one of the most fulfilling things that I have is connecting with people on the road. Connecting with people who might not suspect you connecting with. For example, looking into buses, looking into cars as they drive past. When you get to a stoplight, just take a look around. A smile and just eye contact and presence will pull so much kindness from people all around you. I have had so many experiences on the road simply because I've had a big full 2 smile and an energy to connect with everybody. I don't know, you've changed their day for sure, and it could lead to something down the road.
どこからどこまで行くんですか?
I'm sorry, I don't speak Japanese.
ハウスってもうなんていうのかな、別荘。
Apparently this guy does some kendo and he wants to show me his, would that be a dojo? Kendo dojo? Yeah.
Right, left. 目、そう。
Walking the mic.
脇が前。
Student. He's good, he's good. I felt 100% safe through all of my tours. Actually, Korea, Japan, even Indonesia and different places that I've been. One thing that I've learned is dogs are the thing that you might be the most afraid of. I found a technique is just look forward, don't look at them, and just keep going. Don't show them that you're nervous, because if you show them, then they'll actually charge you. But if you kind of like just ignore them, they might just get confused and just walk away. I'm dog height, so a dog could actually take a chunk out of my face if you wanted to. So I have a lot more to worry about. I've seen some dogs attack the legs of some cyclists too, and it's a bummer. But if you can kind of stay distracted away from the dog, it actually does work quite a bit. I had a couple of dogs today take a charge for me, and I just ignored them, focused on the road. They ended up losing interest. I'm gonna leave a link below for a guy named James Oda. James has a hiking and traveling and cycling group on Facebook. If you haven't heard of him already, I guarantee that he'll be able to help you with something on the road. He knows where all the hidden campgrounds are. He knows where all the spots are and all the paths, and he can help you through the nitty-gritty of cycling around. He's done a lot of tours, and on top of it, he's a top-notch guy. Me and him actually explored the Fukushima Daiichi plant. So we're just a few kilometers away from the plant. You're doing okay if you live in this area, right? Could you imagine having somebody come to you and say, pack up everything, you have to go now? I don't know what your plans are as far as social media goes, or how you're going to be doing these things. I think that you produce your videos really well. So I found it's a little bit difficult if you're not producing on the day of. Sometimes you'll produce a live video and people will be confused. They'll know you're 2 days behind. Suddenly you're on the road in a place 2 days ahead of time, you know, if you produce 2 days behind. I found that if I put my live streams somewhere else, like Instagram or live on Facebook or something. The Facebook people are on the Facebook timeline, the YouTube people are on the YouTube timeline. I know that's difficult because you have like almost 1 million subscribers on your YouTube channel. Basically, all I'm saying is that if you do want to do a live broadcast on YouTube, try to make sure that all your produced videos are caught up. And that's a hard thing to do, but I'm just kind of throwing it out there. I know I've had some confusion from people who didn't know. I don't know if you're planning to produce live while you're going, like actually produce while you're going, or if you're planning to actually gather all of your video and then produce it all when you get home. If you do that, then producing some live videos, live streams, will actually create some buzz and anticipation for your upcoming produced videos. So that could be a way to go too. Other than that, have a great time. Nothing else I could tell you would be much of a surprise. You know that you can go to those onsens. They've got some 24-hour onsens that you can kind of camp out at. You know that. You know the people, you know the food. So there's nothing new as far as that goes. So just have a great time. If you have any questions, you send them to me, and I'll do my best to answer them. I ride this trike, but there's a lot of similarities. Have a good time, and hit me up. I wish I could go there and help you and be part of your crew. Thanks, Chris. Take it easy.
Next time on the Jayoe vlog.
My second day here. I'm waiting for a couple of surprise guests. Where are you going to park?
I can see myself.
You can get used to that, right? You got your bike today. What are you going to be doing for the next couple of days?